fishing today with my buddy Michael, and we did a trip that we filmed 2 years ago, and that was a super fun trip. We got into some fish, so we're hoping for a repeat of that. And in fact, this morning just landed one before we even were able to get the camera rolling, pretty early, and it's before all the rain's supposed to show up. So we'll see how much fishing we can get in the next 2 days. We're off to a good start, other than no video of the fish. Well, we haven't found anything since that first initial fish. So we're taking a lunch break and fishing. We're gonna fish this spot here, which looks really good at these flows. For lunch, we got some hot turkey melt sandwiches on the grill that we're warming up. We got some warm soup too. Cheers.
Cheers.
So tell me about your social anxiety.
I'm too afraid to. Causes me stress.
Ah, it's hot. It's perfect. It burns.
It is good.
It's so good.
Burns so good.
We're gonna check it out. We found a raft here, some crappy little raft that was up in a tree. We anchored the boat and weighed it out, got this thing out of the tree, and we're hauling it back. It's full of water. And you would think, even after doing our part of picking up that trash, I think we'd be rewarded by hooking a fish in this run. Steelhead season was a lot of fun this year. It's my second season getting to fish the new Sage R8 Spey rods, and I had 4 of them in the boat. And so I wanted to go over the different R8 Speys that I fished and how I had them lined up, as well as some of the other ones that I had a chance to fish or didn't have a chance to fish that I would like to. I only had one 7-weight in the boat, and that was a 13-foot 7, the 7130. And I had that one lined up with a 525 Skagit launch from Rio. Threw T11 Mo tips on that, and loved that rod. That was one of the favorites. Previously, my favorite rod was a 7126 igniter. I found myself grabbing this R8 Spey 7130 more than that igniter. I still have the igniter, haven't gotten rid of it yet, but a 7130 near and dear to my heart for sure. I had 3 of the rods in the boat that were 8-weights. There was an 11.5-foot 8-weight, a 12.5-foot 8-weight, and a 13.5-foot 8-weight. So with the 8116, that rod probably got used the least amount. Had a 525 Skagit Power, the shorter head on there, and that rod was, I mean, it's a great rod, casts amazing, but that shorter length, I find that I use that, or have clients use that rod in more just tactical situations, brushy shoreline or steep bank where there's maybe like a rock wall, or we're fishing more like around structure. One river in particular, we fish it, especially a little bit up high, but the 8126 and the 8136 got a lot more use. The 8126 we had lined up with a 600 power, but the 600 launch is equally great on that rod. And I might actually go back to throwing the launch on there. Newer casters go with the power than the launch, but if you're a little bit more experienced, then you'll really like the launch. But my favorite rod out of the whole R8 Spey lineup by far was the 8136. I had it lined up with a 625 grain Skagit Max launch, and I threw the 10-weight 15-foot Rio replacement tips on that rod and absolutely loved it. It was the rod that I grabbed over and over and over. Previously, one of my favorite rods was an Igniter 8136, which just as a cannon, just launches line. But the 8136 R8 Spey for the Olympic Peninsula, man, I just absolutely love that rod. There were 2 other rods that I got to try out that customers have that I don't own, and that was the 7126 R8 Spey, and we had a 475 on it. It's really crisp, beautiful casting rod, just like the rest of the line. But I don't think that it's really a great rod for the OP, and I just feel like the weight and size of flies that we're often throwing and almost always with T11 or heavier. I want something that has 525 grains or more to really kind of turn over that stuff. 475 is just a little bit too light for that. I bet it's an awesome Alaska stick though, for sure. The other rod that I got a chance to cast was a 9130. So the 13-foot 9-weight R8 Spey. Had a customer buying that to take down to Chile for kings. And we had lined up on that a 675 Skagit Max launch. And just like the 7-weight 7130 casts beautifully. And I also fished the 8130, great rod as well. I think I would go 8136 though before I went 8130. The rod I did not get to fish yet in the R8 Spey family is the 7136. And I'm just wondering if the 8136 is as amazing as it is, if that 7136 is um, not equally as good. So that's the lineup. If you're looking at getting into spay fishing or maybe upgrading a spay rod, the R8 Spey is a great rod to consider. And I think for all around fishing, the 7130 is pretty hard to beat. That 13-foot 7-weight. But if you're looking for a stick for the OP for winter steelhead, 8136, man, it doesn't play everywhere, but it is in the spots where it gets to shine. It truly shines. Well, that's a wrap for this video. That's a wrap for the steelhead season as it just comes to a close this last week. And looking forward to maybe hosting you out on the OP this next winter. We already got the calendar open and booking, so you can check out the links below for rods, gear, and links to our trips. Thanks.